Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I just wanted to go over a couple little updates on my succulents and some plants growing in the lanai. This is a little pine plant I transplanted over these last couple of days, and I just love this little container. These are some of the succulents I'm growing in about 4 to 6 hours of morning sun, and then they get an afternoon break. I'm also propagating a lot of them on the right hand side. This is a little Echeveria arrangement I wanted to give you guys an update on. We transplanted all these little babies in here about 3 months ago, and they're really starting to fill out quite nicely. And I propagated all of them from little leaves. This is my little propagation station, and you can see where I have all those little trays in the back. And in the front, I have a little Echeveria arrangement, which started to bloom. I have a ton of succulents propagating back here, and I've been transplanting them little by little. We still have so many left to do. These are some succulent leaves I've gathered up so I can start propagating them. I'm going to be popping on in the next couple of weeks to show you guys a little video on how I propagate mine. You can already see roots and babies starting to grow. This one is my Graptopetalum paraguayans dwarf ghosty, and I dropped the pot a couple of months ago, reset it back into a new pot, some new succulent soil, and you can see all the tops starting to grow now. I have it sitting in about 4 to 6 hours of morning sun. And these are my Nephitis plants. I got these about 4 or 5 years ago, and now I have about 6 plants. So I'm going to be coming on and showing you how I propagate this one too. It's also known as a sphagnonium or arrowhead plant. They're really easy plants to grow, and I just water whenever the soil is dry. They only require indirect but bright light, and if they get too much sun, their leaves kind of turn whitish in color instead of being green and vibrant. And they can be grown both indoors or out, but I really like to grow them inside because they help to filter out a lot of toxins in the air. This Coleus plant we got back in December from my aunt, and it really arrived in terrible condition, but you can see I've got it to come back. I've transplanted it twice since we got it back in December, and you can see the last container it was in was really small, and the roots got really compact and root bound. So I broke apart the roots, wiggled them out a little bit, put it in the new pot, and it started taking off. And I've also been propagating some offshoots, which is really easy. I just trim off the bottom leaves, bring it inside, put it in a glass of water, wait for roots to show, and then plant it up, acclimating it back outside. This is over on the other side of my lanai, and those little jade plants in the front, we transplanted those about a week ago with you guys. They're doing so well. We're going to come back and show you how we water those in about a week or two. And this side gets about 6 to 8 hours of sun in the morning instead of 4 to 6. And I make sure I put up my shade cloth between the months of July and August to protect against those harmful UV rays that tend to burn your succulent leaves. Ever since I put it up, we've been doing a lot better here. This is a little arrangement we put together probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and this little Topsy Turvy on the bottom is starting to bloom. I also have 2 little babies pushing out of the sides. This is my Echeveria Ruffles, and she's got a huge flower stalk pushing out of that center. I just love the ruffled foliage on this one, and it's the second time she's bloomed for me in a year. This is my Echeveria Neon Breaker, and I've had this one for about 2 years now. It flowered for me last year in a heart shape, and then it started pushing out all these babies. You can see how big they've gotten over this last year. This is definitely one of my favorite succulents, and I can't wait till it's time to transplant this guy so I can start propagating all these little babies. This little guy is my Echeveria Peacocky, and she's starting to grow a bunch of little offshoots, plus she has this gorgeous bloom. She pushes out pink and yellow flowers. And this is my Haworthia, which I wanted to give you guys a couple little updates on. We propagated a few little offshoots that were growing out of the sides, and now they're really starting to take to their pot, and I've only watered once, which was a couple of days ago. This is another little Haworthia I bought a couple of weeks ago, And I just really love the foliage on these. They're so low maintenance. This is a little arrangement I put together with some struggling succulents, and I made a little fairy garden out of it. How cute is that? I just put some broken terracotta pot on the top for some steps, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. In the back of it is another little Haworthia I transplanted, and I got it a few weeks ago with the other one. I love the foliage on these, and they're just so easy to grow. You can either grow them indoors or outside. This is my Echeveria Topsy Turvy, and I also have a little bloom on this one starting to shoot out up top, and a bunch of little babies down on the bottom. This is what it looked like about a month ago, and you can see we only had just a few. But now, we have so many, and I can't wait till they grow and get big so we can start propagating. Let's see what else we can find. Ooh, right here. This is another little update I wanted to give you guys on the succulent we fixed from stretching. You can see it's grown pretty well now, and this is the bottom to it. We left the stem and started taking care of it just like a normal succulent, and you can see all the babies we have starting to grow. And the last update I wanted to give you guys for today is this aloe Zanzibar. The little tips were starting to burn before I put up my shade cloth, but you can see all the new growth now is nice and healthy. We have it growing, and we're going to start propagating all these little offshoots really soon. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed these little updates from the garden today. Remember that you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I hope you guys have a great day today, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.